Our name, the Sausage Dudes, is the worst name ever, because if you Google it wrong, I'm not responsible for whatever you see. A few years ago, one of our pastors told me, like, you should go on a mission trip. I was like, really? Sure. And then the next day they told me, like, you're going to Costa Rica. I was like, heck no, I don't want to go to Costa Rica. Well, that's where you go in and start raising money. And I didn't know how to. So I was like, well, as an excuse, I'm going to make sausages, and nobody is going to buy sausages from this guy that barely speaks English, look like weird, and that's it. That'll be the perfect excuse. I cannot go. And guess what? God, through many people, bless us to even pay for a second person to go. In 2 weeks.
So I'm Paul Martinez. I met Patrick a few years back, and I found out that he was a chef.
I grew up in farms, grew up running in the farm of my grandpa in Łódź. Łódź is a small town in Poland. And then when I was 9 years old, we moved to Costa Rica because my dad is from Costa Rica. So let's say I had my Christmas in Poland and my summers in Costa Rica. It should be upside down, but anyway.
He invited me over to his home, so I'm like, all right, let's do that. So in our cultures, in the Hispanic culture, when you go to people's homes, it's big. It's a big deal, if you will. So when I went there, I see all of this stuff, all this machinery, a grinder, a mixer.
When somebody comes to my house, I try them to overflow them with Polish culture. I was like, hey, I want to show you how my family raised me. So we make sausages in that table there in the back. And of course, you need a very sharp knife. If I pass this knife to my fingers, I think they will disappear.
It wasn't like just an invite and sit there. It was like, get your hands dirty and here are the gloves and let's go for it. We did it, and then I tasted it, and it was like, this is good stuff. This is really good. I said, we've got to figure out a way to make money and so we can go on more mission trips. So we started making this stuff.
And since then, it was 3 years we make sausages every Tuesday. I think Tuesday was the only day that we were available, and our wives gave us permission to do. It was very important. So we just started doing it.
And we started making sausage and taking orders for sausage. And then by the time you knew it, we had like a good following of people that wanted this sausage. I was talking to Patrick and I said, why don't we do like the Tupperware stuff? We'll go to people's homes and we'll have like a party. We'll do the whole dinner and we'll bring all of this equipment and bring it to their homes.
And we thought maybe if that little show that we can do gave us the platform to talk about the partners that we have in Costa Rica, in Panama, and in Poland, maybe something will happen and these people just go and donate there.
We did it and we raised some money and we raised awareness, and then it started taking off. So now people wanted us to come to their home every Friday night and Saturday night to do a Sausage Dudes party. And it got to the point where obviously we can't make this sausage at both of our houses, both of our kitchens, and all of our friends' houses and kitchens. We can't do this.
We were in one of the sausage events and one person comes to us and is like, hey, I work in Winn-Dixie. This is really good. You should put it in the stores because this product is great. How the heck I'm going to do that?
Want to put this on top of it?
And in this other side, we can have the Corvette. So because you can mix here and then you can pass there.
So tonight we're gonna watch Paul and Patrick. They're gonna make different sausages, some of Patrick's home recipes from his home country of Poland.
It's always so much fun because they make the sausage, they grind it, and they show us how they do it from start to finish. So it's super fun, and we're excited to have everyone over.
I think it's pretty cool to watch it come from the very beginning stages of it to where they've grown it, being the official sausage of the Jags. When I saw that the other day, it blew my mind. but that they're taking something like that and they're being able to turn that into a discipleship opportunity where they can pour into the community, and then how they're able to utilize proceeds of that to go help other ministries to reach the gospel to all the ends of the world.
These sausage dudes. Well, I'm married to one of the dudes. It's just been fun and incredible to be so close to see God's hand through all this. If you know Patrick, you know that he's all about food, and it just started with him and Paul like connecting, and one thing led to the other to where we just have seen God's miracles, honestly, and they're just like been, following the next step.
We called to many different manufacturers of sausages, and all of them said like, no, it's like this tiny, not even tiny. We didn't exist. We're just two dudes, like making sausages in their house and doing parties. So I called from the gas station that is in front of San Pablo campus. I called, that was one of my last calls probably. Before I made the phone call, it was just like, okay, this is one of the last shots. And I was anxious. I was like, well, let's do it. Just like, let's get over with. Another no. And this guy on the other side of the phone picks and I say, okay, who? I start just shotgun telling him everything. Poland, Costa Rica, sausages, Jacksonville, blah, right? Probably like he freaked out and he's like, give me a second. He comes back and tell me like, wait, can you show up here in Chicago? And our owner wants to meet you. And you can pack them. And yeah, let's do that.
We went to a group in Chicago, and it's an unbelievable facility. And if you thought our commercial stuff was big, theirs is like, their building is the size of 2 football fields. You drive into freezers, and they've got grinders the size of manhole covers, and it was a big deal.
During the meeting, we said like, this is not a business, this is a ministry. Like sharing the gospel one sausage at a time. But anyway, and he's like, and he looked me in the eye like very serious. You know that developing your 4 products might cost $40,000 or more, depending, right? I was like, yeah, but I have no freaking clue how we're going to pay for that. Like sell my truck or just put it in credit cards or whatever. He extended his arm and was like, we got you. I was like, what do you mean? We believe in you. You don't have to pay for anything.
We started production, and right about the same time, we decided that we wanted to get into a large grocery store chain. So when you're in Jacksonville, you got Publix and Winn-Dixie. Those are the big ones. So I approached one of my friends that lives in Orlando. He has a small food brokerage business, and he kind of told us the ins and outs and how to prepare. And I mean, there's like 2,400 different products in a grocery store. So to get your product, you've got to make a presentation to somebody like Publix, and they've got to look good and taste good, and the color of the packaging, all of that stuff comes into play. I'll never forget, we got a phone call that said, okay, Publix, we have a meeting with them in Lakeland.
Seth and Tracy were actually in the first Sausage Dude party that we did. Incredible, and then, well, I think we perfected it, right?
It looks amazing.
So this is like the beginning. We're going to make a toast, and we say Nazdrovia. Nazdrovia is for your health, okay? So we find a hotel that is 5 minutes to Lakeland. And this hotel had a kitchen. And we were thawing out sausages and roasting sausages in that room, packing them and getting them ready with all the speech. And Paul and I were doing like a rehearsal. Anyway, we show there. It was very tense. It was very tense. From there, we had a meeting with them. The 30 minutes went like this. And after that, we had 2 months and nothing.
So people ask us all the time how they can help. So there's a couple of ways you can help. Number one is, the Sausage Dudes company was made so we can help with our missions in Panama and in Costa Rica and in Poland. Those are our 3 groups that we work with. And so if you want to know how you can help, it's real simple. Number one is you can pray for us, because the proceeds that we make from this all go back to serving kids. That's what our goal is, to serve kids. Patrick and I each have a day job. I run the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, and Patrick is the executive chef for the Boys and Girls Club. So with that, we're able to use the tools that God has given us to expand and to let people know what our mission is. So A, you can pray for us. B, you can buy our sausage at Publix. And C, you can sponsor a child. It is so important. We have, about 4 or 5 years ago, we started a Boys and Girls Club in the country of Panama with about 20 kids. Now we have over 200 kids going to the club every single day. They get a hot meal, they get Bible study, and they're loved on. And we need your help. We have the ability to serve up to 300 kids. So we need another 150 kids to be sponsored. And these Sausage Dudes parties, we don't make money at this. Our objective is to let people know what it is that we're doing and make disciples. Last year, 9 kids were baptized at our facility in Panama. From the time we made the presentation till the time our broker called us, we pretty much had, we gave it all up to God.
And we were asking just very humbly, we were asking just for the division of Jacksonville with 2 flavors of the Polish and the Hungarian. And then the call came, we met with the buyer through a video conference, and he said, no, I want to put you in 330 stores and want the 4 flavors. Well, I think I freaked out.
God, all of our friends, our groups, all the prayer, it's just amazing to see God at work at something like this.
So when you walk to a Publix store and get a package of sausage, you know that the 20% will go to the Boys and Girls Club, Northeast Florida. They will go to mission clubs in Panama. They will go to Proem Ministries in Poland. And of course, 6A Ministries in Costa Rica. And here's where the fun part starts. You see, I have ice here. This meat is cold. So I might need some volunteers to start mixing the meat with the spices. You have to start mixing?
When I raised my hand and said, yes, I want to follow, I believe that counted for me. Kind of like your life changes. And wherever we are, whether it's in Panama or on the north side, and we see the work that's being done, how could you not invest in God's work?
My version of abundant life is live your life full for the Lord. No matter what are you doing, is not trying to fit in any squares. Just live fully for the Lord, because He's going to make sure that you have that abundant life.
It started as 2 guys getting together, and they had passions for different ministries in different countries, but using something as simple as creating sausage to fund and to support mission work in Costa Rica and Poland and Panama. The abundant life to me is the overflow of Jesus' love. Because of that, because of what He's done for me and for us, it's a privilege to be able to give and to do and to love others.
I'm not very good at many things, but I can make a good sausage, and you can buy it and you will support. That part of the abundant life, part what makes us keep going, is that there's people that are attending to disciple groups. So they met in a barbecue cookout, that the sausages were there. There is people that are taking next steps and going on mission trips. I don't know if that was because they ate a sausage. No, it's because that provided at least a conversation that is started. The most important part is just be obedient. Just put your yes on the table, and God will make sure that He'll send you in the right direction.